600 miles from Miami, Florida, Haiti shares the island of Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic. Haiti was discovered by Columbus in 1492. By the 17th century, it had become the richest colony in the world. Its capital, Cap Francois, was known as the Paris of the New World. But the French began to enslave the native Haitians, treating them with extraordinary cruelty, flogging them, starving them, and burying them alive for minor offenses. Finally, in August 1791, the slaves, led by a voodoo Hungan, rebelled, but 5 years later Napoleon Bonaparte dispatched an army of 34,000 to subdue the slave armies and retake the colony for France. Between 1843 and 1915, Haiti saw 22 heads of state, most of whom left office by violent means. America invaded Haiti in 1915 and remained for 19 years. Despite improvements made to the infrastructure by the Americans, the Haitians opposed their presence, so they left Haiti in 1934. In 1957, Francois Duvalier, doctor and union leader, was elected president. Duvalier, known as Papa Doc, terrorized the country, rooting out any and all opponents to his administration. He was a practicing voodooist and ensured his power through his private militia, the Tonton Macoutes, which means in Creole, Uncle Boogeyman. Duvalier died in 1971 and was succeeded by his son, Jean-Claude, also known as Baby Doc. By this time, Haiti was the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere and remains so to this day. Over 7% of newborn Haitian children die before reaching their first birthday. Average life expectancy is around 50 years. Illiteracy is about 50%. There is only one hospital for every 100,000 people, and it is usually many miles away. AIDS and other contagious diseases are rampant. 80% of the population are unemployed subsistence farmers, trying to grow enough food to feed themselves and their families. Access to clean drinking water is extremely limited. Most water used for drinking and cooking, as well as bathing and laundry, comes from rivers and mountain streams, which are subject to a variety of contamination. Transporting this water in 5-gallon buckets for a mile or two from the stream to their homes is a very difficult yet necessary daily activity. While the people in Haiti would like to change these conditions, their very limited resources make it seem impossible.
Well, this is a little puddle jumper plane that we're boarding at Provinciales. It will take us on into Cap-Haïtien, Haiti, where there'll be a Haitian there to pick us up in a Humvee, take us to our hotel, and we'll plan our day for tomorrow, which will be our first day of going out to do our mission work in the outpost out of Cap-Haïtien. And we're here, our hotel we were staying in Cap-Haïtien. Right now we have no electricity,
No water.
and we have no water. They're only allowed so much electricity, so we'll get ours from 4 o'clock?
4:30 a.m.
4:30 a.m.
to
until
9 o'clock a.m.
till 9 a.m. we'll
is
get
our allotment of
electricity. And I don't know what the deal is about the water, whether it has to do with the electricity or just what's going on there.
No water.
But anyway, we have no water. Is caught up with us. Yeah, there. Is that one yours? Oh, and here's mine. Oh, I am so glad to see that. Thank you so much. Okay, we're loading into the car now. Gonna get about a dozen or so of us in there. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, counting me. He's getting in the back.
Okay.
This is much better. Harold, you might want to come back here. It's very comfortable.
I bet it is.
A lot of room.
Okay.
Here's the Bible bookstore in Cap Haitian. Evelyn's buying some Bibles, I believe, to give away. We got a band here just outside the restaurant door. He's gonna put on the show for it. Haitian, and you say that we take this road here to Don Don,
Yes.
and then on down to Saint Raphael, where we'll do our eye exam work. But the people are being brought in from.
Well, its name is not on here, but it's outside of Hish.
And that's the community where the blind people are, and they're being brought up here to.
They're coming quite a distance.
This is our first morning to go out from our hotel in Cap Haitian into the little outpost to see what's going on there. Beautiful flowers and all here. And there are some tennis courts just up in the back here. Okay, getting ready to go out our first morning to the outpost. We've got our assistant here. What was your name again? I'm sorry. Kelly, our assistant Kelly. And we travel in the Humvee. We're getting our equipment and materials loaded in it now. I think we're going to have several making the trip with us. And we're almost ready for departure. Gonna try to let in a little air. It's gonna be a pretty hot, dusty drive, I expect. And we're off. And Susie joined us too. Well, what was that? What was that?
I sure hope it's not gunfire.
What?
I hope
What was
it's not gun.
What was it? What?
It was a truck.
Backfire? Backfire.
Wow, that's
That'll wake you up in the morning.
welcome to Haiti.
restroom break stop along the way, and actually there was the restroom right there down in that little banana grove below the embankment. Church building here, which is where we're going to see our patients today. So it's taken how long? 2.5 hours?
2.5 hours.
And they've come in for probably...
Important. L'autre entrée sans lune avec.
Ok, oui.
Avant de commencer, on va ouvrir parler à
Ok.
Jackie
Okay.
Oui, sans lui lâcher, sans jamais faiblir. Oui, agir, après nous, sans Jésus, notre avec amour, sois fidèle, obéissant, et même rendra ton travail puissant. Va vers ceux qui meurent sans espoir.
Look straight there. It's very steep.
Okay, it's still the same. The first one was 208 over 125. This is 210 over 125.
Okay, that's too high.
I know, hypertension.
There's a little darker lobe over on the nasal side here on the opacity. Just make a little lobe a little darker over on the nasal.
Coco va bien. Okay. This is the paper.
And Liana?
Iliona. Saint Ilus.
Can you see this light?
Est-ce que lumière? Est-ce que lumière ça?
Look, can you see the light?
So you
Look up now. Okay, look up. No, she needs to look up. Up. Can you see that? How dense that lens opacity is? Are you seeing it in the...
Yes.
Okay, let me move
This is
over.
outside the building where we're holding the clinic. We can hear beautiful tropical birds. We can't see them, but we hear them, and a lot of insects. And this is jungle.
Okay, so our bathroom accommodations. Now, my entourage for my bathroom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Faites sentir le bienvenu, mes amis. Parlez fort, dites bonjour à fort.
Where at Betsy?
Sewing, okay. Presbyopia. We'll see. We'll put her on list for some glasses for sewing.
The humidity and heat is overwhelming. Watch Harold's glove as he takes it off. pure water dripping out of it. And we're on our way back, loading up. We're also gaining 2 new passengers to take back. Hi, buddy. There are some big rocks up here in the road if you can get them.
They say this is a witch doctor's house, voodoo house.
We had to pass through 3 of these voodoo areas on our way to San Rafael and back. On our first day, we returned later than we should have and were stopped by men with machetes who had put a large truck wheel and tire and a big rock in the road to block our passage. They wanted money, and although we had a security guard with us who had a big pistol on his hip, Evelyn gave them the money they wanted. Then they removed the obstacles and let us go on our way. No one said a word. It was just a consensual understanding that the amount of money they wanted didn't justify a confrontation with them.
I need the new members of the trip. This is Tristan and Becky. Betsy.
Yes, Jasmine.
Okay. And
This was our 3rd day going out to San Rafael. By now, the voodoo people recognized our Humvee as we approached. They crowded along the road, slowing us down. I saw in the road ahead of us a burro. There was a witch doctor behind him with a bullwhip coiled in his hand. He took a running jump, mounted the burro from the rear, and rode to the side of the Humvee where Tristan and Betsy were sitting. He lashed out with the bullwhip, striking the Humvee canopy just above Betsy's head. Then all the assembled Bodanists cheered. We got past them, though, and continued on to San Rafael, where the people greatly appreciated what we were doing.
well, we're depending on these tires to get us there and back. There's what, 14 of us in the Humvee now? And we've kind of taken a rest room break here for a few minutes. Our trusty Humvee. Eternal hope in Haiti. Good slogan. Yeah, it's been a trusty vehicle so far. Getting loaded up to go again. Well, we do have a spare at least.
I never found out what this marker was about.
And here are our patients waiting. Been here overnight, waiting for our arrival this morning to start the eye clinic work. I just wonder what we have in store for us. She has no idea when her eye trouble started.
No, she has no idea about. She says exactly when the first baby that she gave birth to.
Yeah. Then she started having eye problems.
Yes.
What was her age at that time?
So she doesn't remember.
What age when she had her first child?
She doesn't remember.
Okay.
Regardez qui l'a ajouté bien, on peut faire. On va songer. Pour le premier piton. L'explication qui m'a été faite. Oh, 15 years. 15 years.
Okay, her first child was born when she was 15 years old, and then she had problem seeing afterward. Evelyn gave this woman money to go immediately to the hospital in Cap Haitian. I hope she got there before this carotid artery aneurysm exploded. She reported that it was already of 4-month duration. We've got to head homeward before it gets any later. We've done what we could with the time we had. We saw 105 patients during the 3 days we spent in San Rafael. The daily 6-hour round trips only left us 15 hours of actual patient time. I saw eye conditions I'd never seen before, like this staphyloma. I had seen this condition before. Byron Huertes, the 20-year-old man I saw when I was on a previous mission to Guatemala City. His congenital bilateral cataract had blinded him from birth, but we kept our promise to him and sent him money to have surgery on one eye soon after returning to report this request to the Cloudcroft Church. We told him we'd send money to have the other eye done when it had been 2 months from the first surgery. He got a job at a fast food restaurant, though, got a loan from his employer, and had the other eye done before we were to send the additional money. As you know, he has subsequently graduated at the top of his class from Baxter Institute and now preaches for the church in La Union, Guatemala. Hopefully this 15-year-old blind Haitian girl will also have such a dramatic improvement in her post-surgical vision. Otherwise, most of the cataract we encountered was ordinary senile cataract. Some eyes were blind from corneal scars, traumatic such as this, or from infection such as this. We were surprised by the amount of hypertension we encountered. There were a few children who needed rather strong glasses, several cases of glaucoma, some of which, if controlled, will spare vision, and some of which were already damaged beyond help. Most patients we saw were illiterate, but many needed reading glasses for sewing or beadwork. Evelyn Boyd established an orphan home in Cap Haitian after she was widowed about 25 years ago. She needed diagnoses of what was causing the blindness she had discovered in the area of Hinckley, about 8 hours by Humvee out of Cap Haitian. Having heard that I had done eye missions to Romania and Guatemala, she asked me to go with her into this remote area to find out what could be causing so much blindness. Now she will be taking 2 eye surgeons to Cap Haitian and will bring the patients which can be helped in for treatment. We'll be sending eyeglasses to those we listed who need them according to their prescriptions. Evelyn is doing a wonderful work there
but her passion for it clouds her sense of reality in terms of the danger involved. Still, such a caring servant heart deserves much appreciation. Also, I want to thank Kelly, Susie, Kathy, Tristan, Betsy, our Haitian assistants, Roberta for her work with the children of patients we were seeing and with her home for widows, Julian, who had to work patiently to measure visual acuity with an illiterate E, Rodney, sorry about the camera angle, Rodney, and the gracious, appreciative patients we saw.
People have asked us, would you do it again? Honestly, if we had known what we were getting into, we would not have gone. But now that we're home safe and sound, we're glad we went.